Okay, and then here, the absolute value will always produce positive numbers. So the y's are always going to be positive. And you could put any number inside there. So any number you do for x is okay. So that's why we have that. Okay. All right, so we're going to go to Desmos and do a couple things. And we're going to make tables that are going to have the domain -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. And we're going to have Desmos automatically fill in the x's in our rule. Okay, and so here's the 4 things we're going to use to create. All right, now again, I put the link down here because if you're already there, then all you have to do is click right there. I'll also put that in the chat. Give me a second. Okay, so if it's more convenient to you, you can get to the Desmos by clicking in the chat. All right, so I'm going to go to Desmos. Okay, and so again, what we're going to do is we're going to have Desmos create a table. We're going to put the x's -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. And we're going to type in the rule for the y's, and Desmos will automatically fill in the rest. So I'm showing you how to do that. Okay, so again, once you get here, you want to create a table, and we're going to have 4 of them. So we're going to fill up these 4 containers. So I'm going to push the plus. We're going to add something, and we're going to add this table. So we got the x sub 1. And then at some point, we're going to click here by the y sub 1 and make a little change. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. I'm just pointing that out. Okay, so -2, oops, -2, -1, 0. Now notice sometimes Desmos automatically assumes, sometimes it doesn't. But anyway. Now what we want to do is we want to make this table do the 3x minus 5 automatically. So what you do is you go up to the y sub 1, you highlight it, and delete it. And then what you do is you just do the rule. Now we got to put the x with the same x sub 1 so that Desmos knows what we're doing. So we're just going to put the 3x minus 5 there. Okay, so 3x and then type 1. Notice it automatically assumes that's a subscript and then minus 5. Now you got to have the same x that they give you in the table, otherwise Desmos doesn't know what you're referring to. Okay, so if you've understood just what to do, you do the same thing with the rest of these. Now I'm going to point out something about this exponent. I'm going to point out something about these vertical bars. Now, if you wanted to do an exponent, what you want to do is use the symbol that the computer understands for exponent, or you could go down here, which says show keypad, and you can click this A with an exponent and the B button if you want. Okay, so if you did x1 and then click that A little B button, it'll give you a place to put an exponent. So that works, that's fine, but let me show you another way that is actually a lot quicker. On the keyboard, right above the 6, you have that little rooftop symbol. That little rooftop symbol means exponent in math. So if we want to automatically have Desmos make an exponent here, just go Shift 6. That's the rooftop symbol that it just got. And so notice it gave us a place to do an exponent. And then move the arrow over so you're out of the exponent, and then you can do whatever else you want to do. Okay, now what about the absolute value? Well, the absolute value has these vertical bars. Okay, well, the vertical bars, that's called a pipe, but that's right over here. Now, I'm just showing you the PC because most of us probably have PCs, but it's the same symbol. If you have a Chromebook, just look for this little symbol. It might be on the left side, maybe. Usually it's on the right side. So notice that's right above that little slash. So that's the symbol for vertical bars. Now, if you have an updated keyboard, it might actually look like a vertical bar instead of two little vertical dashes. All right, that's helpful because if you know how to do that, right here, you can just go ahead and click that and it'll give you a vertical bar, and then X sub 1, and then you can do that, it'll automatically do the vertical bars. All right, now, if you don't want to do that, notice down here, it gives it to you here too. So if you click that, it'll give you the vertical bar, and then if you click that again, it'll finish it. And again, when you do your variable, right after the variable, if you just click 1, it automatically assumes subscript. If you want to get an exponent, you either got to go down here now and click the AB, and it'll pop up to give you a place for an exponent, or you use the caret, which again is this symbol above the 6. Okay, and then you can just go ahead and click that, and then it'll give you. Okay, so what you're doing is you're doing a desmos for each of these. I just did the first one for you, and I pointed out how to get an exponent and how to get the vertical bars, and then you just take a screenshot. If you want to put these in here and then just change this rule and then take another pick, that's fine. Or if you want to go ahead and add new tables. Now, if you go down here and add new tables, you're going to have to use the particular subscript. So if now if you wanted to do the vertical bars with this table, you're going to have to use the 2. And then you'll also have to type in the X's again. And then notice here it automatically assumed the pattern. Okay, now if you're doing that, however, you're going to get a whole lot of dots. So click off the one that you don't want to show, and it will only show those dots. Okay, so I'll wait a moment. And then today we're just going to look at how we can use function notation symbolically.